WGPR Detroit HD2.
You're watching WHPS, Highland Park, Detroit. The views and opinions expressed on the following show are not necessarily the views and opinions of WHPS, its affiliates, management, or sponsors.
You wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones. Oh, yes, this is the Talk Beat Jones, and I am Billy E. Jones. And family, I just want to say that that religious set that the station is playing is off the chain. It's just wonderful to get up and have my spirit lifted by tuning in to TV 33 WHPR. And let's see. What I want to do is let you know that this is the Talk Beat Jones. And we welcome you to make your calls and see what's on your mind, see what's happening in your neck of the woods in terms of what you're thinking, what's happening, what's your thoughts. Today, of course, we go around the world, Roku, Amazon, Apple, Facebook, Cable Channel 90. So it's a wonderful time to be here. It's a beautiful day out there. It's kind of chilly, but it's a beautiful day. I'm coming out of the studios of Detroit, Highland Park, WHPR, WHBS, and again, you can call and we can talk. What is it? It's the Talk Beat Jones. It's a talk. It's an informational. It's an entertaining talk. And people are saying, well, where's your partner? My partner is not here today. She's on assignment. She's taking care of her personal business. Again, when you're a winner, everybody wants your services, and that's what's happening with my partner, Miss Michelle Broughton. I'm so proud of her and the things that she's doing and the things that she will be doing for this community. So again, my partner, Miss Michelle Broughton, won't be here today, and so we'll see if possibly her schedule will allow her to be here next week. But remember, she will be here from time to time. We never know exactly when she's going to be here. Because again, she's working for whom? She's working for you. That's right, Miss Michelle Broughton, my partner here on the Talk Beat Jones. Well, family, you know, we have this virus that is causing so many different problems, so many different situations, and there is the controversy about should we quarantine for 10 days or they're now saying we should quarantine for 5 days. I'm going to give you the rationale, give you the reasoning as to why they're talking about let's do this for 5 days instead of 10. Also, we hope to be able to continue to solidify the Talk Beat Jones, bringing you some wonderful reports from all over, from everywhere. And we invite you, as you're watching, listening to the Talk Beat Jones, to get ready to call. And also, from wherever you are in the world, you can pick up that phone or however your conversational dials are set up, and you can reach us and you can talk. And if there's things that's on your mind, things that you want to know that people need to hear your comments, you can reach us. You can call us from anywhere in the world. You know, I mentioned that we have folks from different countries that have utilized Talk Beat Jones to understand how to speak, how to talk, how to have a conversation in English. That's right, because we have some people that are struggling to get their English. Different countries, and we go to different countries, family. Yes, we do. But right now, let's go back into talking about this virus. The And what I'm going to do is give you the latest. The top Michigan doctor says it's worse than ever. The coronavirus is, there's talked about when it first came out, how bad it was and whatever. They're now saying the coronavirus continues to rip through Michigan, breaking records for hospitalization and newly confirmed cases as the extremely contagious virus creates the state's worst yet surge. What I'm doing is trying to make sure that you get it exactly, not me trying to give you something that I'm imagining and saying this is common sense. And a lot of folks saying, well, common sense says that this. No, this is not time to be a common sense person. We're now at a point that we have not been seen in this pandemic, noting that Metro Detroit has been hardest hit with the highest hospitalization rate in the state from the virus. The highest infection rate in the state, Metro Detroit. Okay, now, here is another goodie real quickly here. We're talking about people who are incarcerated and how safe are they. The Oakland County Sheriff tests positive for the COVID-19. Oakland County Sheriff Michael announced Tuesday that he tested positive for the coronavirus and would be working remotely. He's a Republican who won a 6th whatever term in November. Now he's fully vaccinated and a booster. And he says, even though I chose to be fully vaccinated and received the booster shot, the Omicron variant was still able to catch up with me, he said in a press release. I had assumed it was not a question of whether it caught up to me given the duties of a first responder, but when. Per our protocols, I will be in quarantine but I will continue to work remotely. But I will continue to work remotely. Family, when you look at the people who are saying, can I work or do I stay home? I'm sick. I think I'm sick. I don't know, but I think I'm sick. But if I don't go to work, I don't get paid. Here's what they say. The Omicron poses a quandrum for many U.S. workers without paid sick leave. As the raging virus, Omicron, across the nation, millions of those whose jobs don't provide paid sick days are having to choose between those health and their paychecks. So if we have folks, and we do have folks who have the jobs that don't have any health benefits, and when it first came out with the pandemic, some jobs increased the paid leaves, etc., sick leave, and they've scaled it back. So we're in a process now, family, where what? Do we have a situation where people are going to stay home and do the 10 days and miss the money? Or are they going to go to work and spread the virus because they're sick? And is this what's going on? Is this what's happening with this virus? Everybody's telling you different stories about what you can do, what you can't do. But what are you going to do, family? What are you going to do to protect yourself? They had a conversation about all the prisoners in this jail that this sheriff is over. And we got brothers and sisters that are incarcerated that are being put into this situation where they could be sick with this with these variants. Well, what can we say? Well, what I do want to go into also is, are the Pistons for real? Are the Pistons for real? Detroit Pistons, I'm going to do this quite variant. the Pistons, for real, they're starting to do something good. They're showing some skills. They're showing some potentials for playing some ball now, once again. It's going to be a long haul, but it's good to see some improvement. And let's switch over to the Detroit Lions and look at what they're doing. They were scrappy. They didn't win all the games, but they were scrappy. And I think that you can look at having a competitor team that should win at least 7 to 9 games coming up next year. We're going to have something to cheer about in Detroit with our teams starting in 2022. Well, you know, towards the new season for our basketball team and our football team. One thing here, and I was like holding back. We have the fact that our hospitals, they're running at almost capacity. At capacity. No more beds. Blood supply is short. Everything is short. But what are you going to do? If you have an elected surgery, if you have been elected to take a surgery, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But are we going to sit back and start blaming everybody? I'm hearing people talk about, well, my daughter is living in another state and she doesn't want to take the vaccine, the shot, so she can't come visit me. How is the difference between the families for those who've taken the shots and those who haven't taken the shots? And we got people now saying, I've taken both shots and I've taken the booster, such as the sheriff, and the variant still caught me. The variant still caught me. It means, family, that you have to be very, very careful. And for those who choose to, you know, roll the dice and say, well, I'm going to be all right. God got me. Okay. Okay. Because you can't change a person's thoughts when they have that type of backing in their mind. So what is it that you can do? You can make sure that you take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Now, I want to go into something a little bit different. Mr. Andre Spivey. Mr. Spivey, former council person, he seeks probation. He seeks probation. Now, Spivey seeks probation and no jail time. And I ask you, family, I don't have to go to the papers and try to check this out. I'm just going to talk. When we looked at Brother Andre Spivey, when you, the community, looked at Brother Andre Spivey, he served 12 years now. So we're talking about 12 years ago when he presented himself to the community. Wonderful young man, family man, a minister. And we just knew our situation in terms of politics was in good hands moving forward with Andre Spivey. Spivey is now in this situation where he's saying, I did this because of my family. They're talking about the children's tuition. Excuse me, but I'm going to ask you, how many of you would love to send your children to different schools, but because of the tuition situation, and you know your finances, that you know that that's not happening? So is it fair for a person that you trusted to make decisions that concerns you, your family, and your life to now say, well, what I did, yes, I took this money, But it was innocent. I did it for my family. But they saying, Mr. Spivey, you did it on 8 different occasions. 8 different occasions. Now I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be straight up front. I loved Mr. Spivey. I interviewed Mr. Spivey, and his children was here. Great children, great, beautiful family. However, does that excuse you when they say, well, he made some innocent mistakes? Detroit, get upset with me if you want to, but however, there is now innocent mistakes when you go back 8 times. When you've been on the council and you've seen other council persons who go through the same scenario and have gone to jail in this situation. So it's not an innocent. You knew the process when you start taking those envelopes or taking whatever you were taking. You knew that. So we have to find out why our people that we continue to put on the council have these shortcomings that we can't see. We can't see. Tim, I need to take a real quick little break here, if I can, please. I didn't know that I was going to take the break, but I needed to take a break here. I have a little urgency, and I need to get a break here. So, family, once again, this is the Talk Beat Jones, and again, I am Billy E. Jones, and we're just kind of grooving along here. And again, we're on the air every Wednesday from 10 a.m. until 11 a.m. And on the Sunday from 8 to 9 p.m., we have a broadcast on TV 33, WHPR, WHPS. And if we're ready, we're going to go to the commercial break, and we'll be right back as soon as we can.
You don't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones.
Back with the Talk Beat Jones once again. I am Billy E. Jones, and I want to thank you for joining us, and be sure to tell your friends about the Talk Beat Jones. Remember, if you got something on your mind, some things that you want to say, some whatever, call me, and let's do the Talk Beat Jones thing right here on WHPR, WHBS. And again, I am Billy E. Jones, and you're live on the Talk Beat Jones. Can I hear your first name and your conversation, please?
This is Stacy.
Oh, hi, Stacy. And Stacy, where are you calling from?
I am calling from Oakland, California.
Mm-hmm. And Stacy, let us be introduced to you. Tell us a little bit about Stacy, because I'd like for the folks to know you, because there may be some interesting things you want to bring to the Talk Beat Jones. So let's hear about Stacy.
Well, I'm Oakland, California native, born and raised here, but I've been blessed to live all over the world.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But I am a book author, recording artist, and philanthropist. I have a breast cancer foundation, the Sharon Randolph Foundation. And so I'm just out here in the community and doing what I'm supposed to do.
Let me do this. I'm jumping way ahead of you, because we're gonna have you back on a regular basis somewhat. But I want to just jump to something I saw on your page.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us about your medical condition that you posted on your page real quickly, please?
Oh, yes.
And we just and here's what I want to do, Stacy. I mean, there are
Mm-hmm.
we're going to talk just briefly about the illness. We also want to talk about the hair transplant. We also want to talk about the motivational scenario situation. We also want to talk about there's something else that you do. what I want to do is get a little teasers in today, and we'll
Okay.
have you back to kind of take them in segments, but go for it.
Well, great. In 2018, we had the California fire,
Mm-hmm. The California
Paradise
Fire.
Fire.
Mhm.
Remember that?
Yes.
And I got pneumonia from that. And I was hospitalized for 7 days. And then I basically was released from the hospital, but I had a nose drip. And I thought that the nose drip was remnants from having pneumonia. But after a month of my nose still dripping, I went to my primary care physician.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little echo when I'm talking. I'm not sure if you hear it.
Okay, we'll probably make the adjustment, turn our sound down a little bit.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so I basically went to my primary care doctor, and she could not figure out why my nose was dripping. So she just told me that I had severe allergies,
Mm-hmm.
and they put me on meds.
Okay.
I took these meds for about 2 weeks because I'm the type of person where I feel like medications are just a cushion. It doesn't really get to the root of the problem. And because I have that belief, as you were saying today about the vaccines and people's belief system, I have a belief system that my body will heal itself without taking pills every day. So I went 2 weeks taking these pills, and my nose did not stop dripping. I went to the hospital. I told them that I had did my research and that I may have had a CSF brain leak. They told me absolutely not. They sent me home with prescription Flonase and more pills.
Mm-hmm.
I then went home, and for the next 2 weeks, I collected the fluid that was coming out of my nose.
From your nose, okay. Mm-hmm.
Yes, I collected it, and I went to the hospital. I went to ER, and I basically demanded that they tested the fluid that was coming out of my nose.
Mm-hmm.
And when they tested the fluid, it was CSF brain fluid,
Mm-hmm.
cerebral fluid. And this fluid is what our brain and our spine float in.
Okay.
The brain floats in this fluid, and it sends the fluid through our spine. So our spine and our brain is very much connected.
So
They admitted me immediately.
So, we're going to cut it a little short now for time's sake, but so the bottom line is that what is the bottom line for you in that situation, and
The
what should our
bottom line
audience
for
take from
me
that?
The bottom line for me is we have to be our own advocates. Doctors are practitioners,
Mm-hmm.
and they're here to help us, no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
But we have got to start taking, and when I say we, our community, we have to start taking charge of our health, knowing our bodies,
Mm-hmm.
knowing what we're putting in our bodies,
Mm-hmm.
and then not letting the doctor tell you what's wrong. You find out what's wrong, too. You should know because you know what you put in your body daily,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Right. So being more aware of your health and taking charge of your health, not letting the doctors just throw you medications.
Okay. So now you did that, and so now you're healthy now?
I am very healthy.
Okay.
Yes, I actually, after the first surgery, that was unsuccessful. Yesterday was the anniversary of my surgery,
Mm-hmm.
My last surgery. January 11th, 2020,
Okay.
as we were going into quarantine.
Wow. Okay, so you had to do the research for your own self in order to get yourself in the lane of getting healthy. The doctors were saying that what you thought was happening was not happening, and you had to research it and show them that is the problem. Is that
And
somewhat?
prove to them. I had to prove to them that I was right. Yes.
Mm-hmm. So that's why you say that we have to take and be in charge of our own health. If we have an idea that something is happening with us, regardless if the doctor says, no, it is not, research it, check yourself out, and make sure that you are wrong in that.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Even as little as diabetes and high blood pressure pills, they're not going to tell you to change your diet. That's what the doctor's not going to. He's not going to say, you know what, this diabetes, this high blood pressure will go away if you just cut this, that, and the other out. No, because it's been my experience feeling that doctors get a kickback at the end of the year.
Wait,
so,
wait, Stacy. Now, what you just did is you're opening a little dirty secret that folks don't really understand. Can you say, and can you kind of break that down a little bit about what happens for the doctors who are doing this prescribing?
Prescribing. So what happens is, and I have friends who are in the pharmaceutical business. What happens is with cancer, diabetes, all of these prescriptions that they prescribe, there's a bonus for them at the end of the year. They get a bonus.
A bonus.
From these pharmaceutical companies. And so, I mean, it makes you think money or someone's life, but at the end of the day, this is the world we live in.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay.
It's about money. It's no longer about keeping people healthy.
Okay. Now tell me.
And again, I'm not an anti-pharmaceutical person. I'm not anti.
Oh, no.
I'm pro-health. I'm pro-health. I'm pro-choice. I'm pro-be about your health. Because the thing is that if you change your diet, you would not need to take one diabetes pill, not one high blood pressure pill. And like I said, I'm gonna come on your show and talk a lot, but I'm a licensed non-surgical hair replacement specialist.
Wait, could you say that? Wait, could you say that again? Your licensed what?
Licensed non-surgical hair replacement specialist. I was trained at the Hair Club for Men in Beverly Hills.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, and that's my line of work, my daily work. And when I worked for the company, I was a consultant first for Hair Club for Men.
Mm-hmm.
And I would get black women who came into my office, and their hair was coming out because of the high blood pressure pills.
Mm-hmm.
And I would tell these ladies, change your diet, go to your doctor, and see if you can lower your dosage, and your hair will grow back. But people don't do that. They rather take the pills because the doctor said you need them. Meanwhile, the side effect is their hair is falling, and they're devastated.
So now what do you do non-surgically to help people get their hair?
I create a template of their balding area, and the hair goes into production where they have a matrix in the shape of their lock, and the hair is added into this matrix, and then I fuse the hair, blending it in with their existing hair.
I got to stop you just for a moment. There's folks who says the matrix. Is this when they shoot bullets and
No, this matrix is more like lace. I'm saying a matrix, like the hair is added into this lace. Lace is a lower word for it. Matrix is what we use in the hair replacement.
Okay.
So yeah, that's just a lace that they put the hair in, and then I fuse it to their scalp, blending it in with their existing hair.
So if a person wanted to know more about this particular procedure, is there a way that they can contact you, or?
Yes, there is.
Well, why don't we give a contact information, because we, like I said, we got people from all over the United States, the world, etc. So we don't know if there's that one or two persons who may say, they're talking about something that I need. I need to check into this, because we have so many ladies who have had the hair loss from the nerves, from the anxiety, the tension, the stress.
And blood pressure.
And the blood pressure.
80% of these ladies are losing their hair on
yes.
high blood pressure.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So, and that's one thing that I want you to be bringing to the airways, that how they can recover their hair non-surgically. Because I'm familiar with this procedure, and I think it's a wonderful thing for folks who are, like I said, in a process where they've lost their hair, they got hair blotches gone. men and women, but like I said, and also for folks who've had a certain type of illness that they had to have their hair gone, and they are not comfortable with wigs, etc. They want something that's a little bit more. And I'll tell you this: every wig is your hair, ladies. Every
Yes.
yeah. I mean, let's be real. I mean, don't well, that ain't, that's your hair. That's yours. There's something, you're also a motivational speaker. Now, my time is getting up. It looks like I need to go to a commercial break. Let's see, if we could make arrangements to have you come back with us next week or whatever.
Okay.
And you'll have time to get together your platform and start bringing us your platform that you want to talk about, okay?
Sure.
Again, you want to give a number, so if folks want to contact you about motivation, or if they want to talk to you about hair
Yes.
transplant, yeah, or
For sure. My number is area code 818
818
422
422.
4174.
Okay. 4174.
Correct.
And if they called you, what type of services would they be receiving, or what type of advice would they be receiving?
Depending on why they were calling me. Probably about motivational. That's the downside of being multi-talented.
And that's the one thing I liked about you, is that you have about, I'll say she got this skill, she got this skill, she got this skill, she got this skill. Oh, we got to have her to talk. Okay? So I'll be talking with you, and we'll see if we can set up another time for the next week or two.
Awesome. Thank you for having me.
Oh, and are you the young lady that you said that you went to, was that junior high school?
I went to school with Shalise Jones.
Shalise Jones, my daughter, and I appreciate
Yes,
that.
we were good friends.
And when I saw that and heard that, that really perked me up. I said, "Oh yeah, well,
Yes.
I know she went to Montera."
Yes, I went to Montera. Good education.
Yes. Well, I was living in the hills then, so too. But anyway, thank you so very much, and I'll be contacting you, and I hope you enjoyed yourself. And don't forget, and today is Wednesday, and about Friday, you can go to TV 33 ON Demand, TV 33 on demand, and it will come into where you'll be able to pick up this program and see it, play it back.
Awesome.
Okay? So just
Okay, thank you so much.
all the Wednesdays on that date, this date, you go down, you go to this date, and you'll see this particular show. Okay? And so this is what you'll be joining with us.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, and we love you and appreciate you, Stacy. Give them your whole name again, please.
My full name is Stacy Ho. Stacy Ardrian.
Okay, doke. We'll see you. Okay.
All right.
Thank you, and you stay blessed. Okay.
Thank you.
And tell your friends that we enjoy talking to you, and we'll be talking to you again. And I love my Oakland town. You know that.
Yes, that's right. I'll be making a post about it.
Did you coming up? I just thought of. Did you ever see me on television doing my Jones Asides or doing my Night Talk Jones
I
show?
used to be in front of the TV.
So you would
Are
be
you kidding me?
you'd be working out with
You
me
were
too.
the workout guru.
Yes. Well, we're looking at doing some things to have some fun here. My co-partner, Michelle Broden, when she comes back, we're talking about doing some things just to have a little fun.
Well, I told you I have a workout song. I want to do a video.
Okay. Sounds wonderful. Sounds wonderful. I'm all in. I'm all interested, and we'll help you talk about it, okay? Oh, by the way, you're also a book author.
I am.
Oh, girl, you got so much. We're going to talk to you. Got to go to this commercial break. Be back, okay?
Okay, alrighty.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
welcome.
And family, we're going to go to the commercial break now, and I thank you very much. Again, we're setting things up to get information from all over different parts of the states Also from right here in Detroit, we got much, much, much more coming to you, for you, from the Talk Beat Jones. Be back shortly.
You wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones.
Hi, this is LaWanda,
This is R.J. Watkins.
coming to you to bring you some information about the #1 detox in the nation, Lemon Burn. Lemon Burn helps to turn the fat into fit. It's for you, a happier, healthier you, because you know healthy is the new beautiful. An all-natural way to improve your health. It promotes a healthy digestive system, attacks and reduces belly fat, as well as gives you energy. And to get yours today, call 313-868-6612.
Don't forget to exercise and eat right.
The environment is so friendly. Always feel like home.
We have so much support from the staff. You meet people who are like you.
I always had a passion to help others, so this is the perfect place for me.
Yana Afichu Bichao. Flora Kiwang, Cameroon.
Maklit Shonga, Ethiopia.
Javed Khan, Bangladesh.
Dennis Carrick, Bosnia and Herzegovina.
It gives you what you need for the future.
Justice for Mario Willis. Truth. Facts. Evidence. Mattered. Log into justiceformariowillis.com. Read for yourself.
We at Watkins Broadcasting care about the health and safety of our viewers and listeners. During this novel coronavirus pandemic, please protect yourself and others. Wash your hands well and often. Avoid touching your face. Cough and sneeze into your sleeve. Practice social distancing. Stay at least 6 feet away from others when in public and only leave the house when it's essential. Stay safe. You are important to us.
You wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones.
Talk Beat Jones. Once again, I am Billy E. Jones, and again, my partner, Michelle Broughton, is away on assignment today, and we hope that she'll be able to return to us next week sometime. But right now, we have another caller. Let's go with this call here. Caller, you're live on the Talk Beat Jones. Can I get your first name and where you're calling from, please?
My name is Leo,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm from Oakland, California.
Oh, boy, Oakland, California once again. Tell me, Leo, what's going on with you? Politics? Can we talk politics?
Well, that was my vocation for a while. I'm a citizen now, so yes, I'm always willing to talk politics or government.
Before you were a citizen now, what are some of the things that you have done in your life? What some of the offices or things that you represented in your life?
Well, the bulk of my political career was spent on the Oakland City Council and chairman of the Oakland Housing Authority for about 5 years. And then most of that time was also practicing law with the law firm of Harrison, Taylor, and Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
Besides going to school and being in the military and all that other kind of stuff, being married and having a couple of kids, that's my life.
And you had a wonderful, beautiful, just a fantastic wife. Yes, yes.
Yeah, she's a beautiful soul.
Mm-hmm. Also, you spent time developing yourself with the Black Panthers?
Well, that was before, when I was coming up. Like any other kid who grew up in the city of Oakland, we had problems with the Oakland police stop and frisk before they knew what that was all about and called it. They were doing that to us all the time. And so the Panthers kind of rose up out of the Oakland Police Department's harassment of people down on the streets.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I was out there on the street with everybody else, so I was attracted to Merritt College, and Merritt College was down on Road Street in Oakland, in the community, and so across the street there was a couple of guys that lived over there named Huey Newton and Bobby Seale, and so they were hanging around the campus there a lot when they were taking class.
Okay. Tell me, let's skip to this virus and what type of scenario is it doing for your part of the state?
Well, the virus is hitting us all. It is a national catastrophe that is moving to be an international catastrophe, because if we can't control it internationally, we won't be able to control it domestically. And as you know, we're having problems domestically with what I tried to tell you many years ago, that 1/3, when you say 1/3 of Americans don't believe or won't look up, then 1/3 of 330 million people is 110 million. So we got 110 million damn fools in this country by data. And they don't believe that there's a meteor coming from the sky. Won't look up.
Okay, we'll leave the movie thing alone, because I don't believe. Because we're going to shoot it down. We're going to shoot it down.
Now, first of all, recognize that it's there.
But anyway, staying with the virus, the process...
It's not there. It's not there. There's no such thing as a virus. I don't have to take that. You can't mess with my rights.
Okay.
And therefore, we're at civil war with each other in this country, because you don't want to take a mask or wear a mask, but you want to jeopardize my grandchildren who will bring it home to my grandmother. And so I can't tolerate being in the room with you if you won't wear a mask. And so we're going to be arguing with each other. And so we've got a social civil war going on here in America, besides the race question, which underlies everything. But that's CRT. We want to talk about that.
Question: Do you, as a senior citizen, this is going to be funny, but as a senior citizen, when you look at little people, talking about 2, 3, 4, 5 years of age, coming at you, what do you think?
Well, I know that the children haven't been vaccinated yet, because you, first of all, can't get enough children to do the experiments to see if the stuff works, because you don't want to experiment on somebody's children. So until they get enough cases from children to be able to get some data out of it, children are suspect, because we know they have not taken the vaccine. And if they have not taken the vaccine, they could be carriers, even though they're asymptomatic.
They're saying now that they have more children in the hospitals than ever.
They need that data, but they don't need those children in the hospital. Of course, I don't mean it that way. But this data for us, and the data is now starting to show us that, first of all, young kids can get this variant, and if they can get it, then they can carry it. And if they can carry it, then I got to worry about me being 78 years old with all kind of underlying symptoms with my diabetes, that my grandchild or my great-grandchild come over here and kill me.
So we are in a situation where family to family, grandparents to grandchildren, and we know how grandparents love their grandchildren. They love to play, they love to hug, they love to be with them, etc. So now we have grandparents who really don't care if the child is vaccinated or not. They want to hug, they want the grandchild to be with them. And so what are we going to do?
Nothing. There's nothing to do. Everybody's looking for a government solution. So the government should mandate that everybody has to wear a mask and everybody has to be, you know, this, that, and the other. Well, this is what this whole fight about federalism is all about. You got federal government powers and you got state government powers. And the states are saying, you got no right to come in and tell us and mandate anything to us, to the federal government. And so they're in court. And when we get into court, now we're waiting for the courts to determine whether or not the president has the power to declare to somebody in a state that they cannot open up their hot dog stand without having people come in with masks.
We know that our governor was doing Governor Whitmer.
That's Michigan.
Richmond. Mm-hmm.
Our governor's Newsom out here.
Yeah, we're talking about the governor here.
All right.
And when she did all these mandates, they threatened her and wanted to kidnap and actually take her out here in Michigan.
Right.
So when you start talking about the mandates and going to force people to do this and going to force people to do that, etc., there are repercussions that we are facing in our country about the mandates or the potential for mandates. So again, what are we going to do?
Social civil war. We're in the war of words. But there's some people out there with guns who are stupid or infantile, like that young, immature 15-year-old boy who went across state lines with an AR-15. How do we guard against bloodshed from these people? And people think that, oh, well, Leo, you're just being alarmist. There's no bloodshed. No, Leo grew up during the 60s. When Medgar got a bullet in the head, Martin got a bullet in the head, Malcolm got a bullet in the head. A whole lot of bloodshed during the 60s. 4 young girls blown up in the church.
Okay, we got it.
People fighting for their ideals.
Mm-hmm.
But here we are again with 40,000 people charging up the stairs of Congress for their ideals. And here we are, one gunshot away from bloodshed and civil war.
One gunshot.
Yeah, in Detroit, Michigan.
I don't follow you.
Well, you can start a riot. You see what I'm saying? You have one gunshot that's wrong. People's reaction to it is to hit the streets, start throwing rocks. Here comes the National Guard. And instead of people fading away, maybe they start shooting back. I mean, we don't know what situation, but we don't want to get to that. We don't want to. This is a nation that's a democracy where we're supposed to talk with each other. But when you have two parties trying to talk with each other and one party said, oh, no, I'm not going to participate in this conversation. I'm not interested in government. I want government to fail. Then there's no compromise. Democracy is finished.
So you're saying democracy is under attack?
Well, unfortunately, people don't realize that. They won't look up.
Speaking about democracy,
they won't look up.
Speaking about
the question is the government under attack, and I'm saying that ought to be obvious.
Speaking about being under attack, we had 25 persons who have decided politics is no longer what they want to do.
Because their lives have been threatened.
Because their lives have been threatened, their family members' lives or their way of living has been threatened. And this is the way, folks, in America, we have to understand the attack is only intimidation. We talk about bullying. We talk about the effects of bullying. The political folks who are representing us, when I say us, we're talking about the people, you, no matter what your views are, if they're elected, they're representing you. They're being intimidated, they're being bullied.
Dr. Fauci.
Tell us about Dr. Fauci. Why you mentioned Dr. Fauci?
Dr. Fauci yesterday attacked Rand Paul, Senator Rand Paul. Rand Paul said that Fauci is putting out false information and making money off of it. So Fauci struck back. He showed an ad where Rand Paul was attacking Dr. Fauci, and Dr. Fauci pointed out that there was a little box in the corner there that says, contribute, donate, $5, $10, $20. So he was using a lie about Dr. Fauci to raise money. And now he's on here accusing Fauci of lying to raise money. So he was showing where he was lying to raise money. And he pointed out that the result of the lie is that his family and him have to have bodyguards and have all kind of obscene phone calls and everything coming to their house.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole idea of intimidation is out there. We're going to attack you, whether you're a school board member or a dog catcher. We know where you live. And so people are quitting, and they don't want to be elected officials. They don't want to be elections officials. They don't want to count ballots. They don't want to go to the polling place and sit and be volunteers because these people can be threatened.
Mm-hmm.
So
and so,
just to break down.
And so if we have our folks who are afraid, and when I say that, sometimes people think if you say, I'm scared, I'm afraid, I don't feel good about this, they look at you a little bit differently, potential. However, these people have good reasons to be afraid. But can you effectively take care of the political business if you are afraid of how you vote, of what your vote is going to do for you or do to your family?
In a democracy, your elected representatives, that's all they are, is your voice at a certain forum. And they are to express your desires and wills. And sometimes people disagree with each other, even in families. But they do agree to say where we disagree, we will not be disagreeable. And if I'm in the minority, I will go along with the majority in the hope that tomorrow I will be in the majority on the issue and that you will go along with me as I have gone along with you.
So
it's called compromising.
So from what you just said,
two tango. You can't have just one person, the Democratic Party, trying to help people, and the other party says, no, I don't even want to talk to you. I'm not going to let you vote at all. And that's what's happening right now on this civil rights bill that Joe Biden probably got some gonads and stood up like a man and did a Lyndon Johnson on them and called them out for what they were, racist, lowlife.
You said that the president decided to make that accusation.
Yes, he didn't mention Trump's name, but he mentioned the former president 16 times in his speech. So we now know that he's talking about lying-ass Trump.
Mm.
And he just didn't say it that way, but that's what it all boils down to. That Trump is a lying-ass skunk, and you guys have been led astray, and I am the President of the United States, and I have to fight against terrorists, whether they are foreign, whether they are Putin, or domestic, and that is Trump. And people forget, Trump is the only United States president that's been to North Korea.
He was just having a nice little chat with that little rocket man.
Yeah, and everything's cool.
It was reported at some point that these folks had Trump's cell telephone number so they could talk privately. Is that something that sounds like it could happen or has happened?
Of course it could happen if you give me your number. And Trump was a fool. He give out the number and said, call me, man.
Mm-mm.
But we're finding out now, because of this 1-6 debacle, that people were trying to call Trump and get to him to call off his mob. His son didn't even have a cell phone number. He had to call the chief of staff, Meadows, and that's why Meadows don't want to testify, because they want to ask him questions about all these people who was calling. Say, hey, man, call that stuff off, man. It's embarrassing.
So because Trump didn't call it off, they said that he was.
President of the United States.
Well, he was watching.
Forces.
But he was watching.
The government of the United States is being attacked by an armed mob, The president is sitting there television, watching it on television.
But Trump was watching a reality show, which is live, unrehearsed, unscripted, and he was enjoying. They say, watching.
It was scripted. It was scripted. That's what they're trying to get to the bottom of. It. Who scripted it? Who organized it? And whether or not Trump was a part of it.
Okay, quick. Time-wise, I got to skip. I got to go someplace else with this. And the question here is, with the fact they talk about quarantining people for 10 days, and now they're talking about quarantining them for 5 days, is this a process concerning about getting people back to work quicker?
Yes, getting back to normal. But you can't get back to normal until you tamp down the enemy that is attacking.
Okay,
and the enemy is attacking all over the world, and he's changing tactics.
Okay, now let me do this. If you're sending people back and they are still sick, and we're talking about going back to normal, how can we be going back to normal when we're sending people in to a place of business sick, knowing that they are spreading potentially a virus or be a carrier of a mutant virus?
We do that every year with the flu and with the common cold. As long as it don't end up in a body bag, we're doing well. That first plague we got put 800,000 people in body bags. This one here just put them in the hospital for a short period of time. So with the data is showing us that we're making progress at analyzing this thing, and that we're not going to be able to get rid of it. Let
me do this, Leo.
Vaccination and mask is the route that we may have to make the new normal.
Let me do this. The infection totals: Michigan, 27,878 deaths, 1,681,135 cases. In the USA, 842,121 deaths, 62,204,730 cases, and through the world, 5,503,721 deaths, and 313 million cases, 313,124,458 and 458 cases. How about that? So that's where we are with the totals with the virus. Now we're going to talk about this and people going to work and other things potentially next week sometime, Mr. Leo Brazil. Appreciate you calling in. Is there any last minute words you want to say to your friends and folks?
Yes, get on the phone and call your congressperson or call your senator and tell them to vote for the John Lewis Voter Rights Act.
Okay. Thank you very much.
I hope they're going to vote on it today.
Okay, well, we'll talk about it next week. Appreciate you joining us today, and we'll look forward to having you next week, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Leo Brazil, Oakland, California. Thank you, sir. Peace. Family, once again, we appreciate you being with the Talk Beat Jones. Remember, you can go to the TV 33 on demand and tell your friends that they can pull us up and watch the program that they did not get an opportunity to see. Also, next week I'm going to check out something and find out if there's another source that you can watch the Talk Beat Jones. I am Billy E. Jones. Once again, thank you. We love you, respect you, and all of the wonderful things. And you stay blessed and be blessed and bless others. Appreciate you. See you back next Wednesday on the Talk Beat Jones. And for Michelle Broughton, stay woke. Bye now.
You wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones.
Tired of seeing black men shooting at each other in this community, in this nation. I don't understand it.